Boom.
Hello, everybody.
The microphone's working and everything. Look at that.
The microphone is plugged in.
I've got a new microphone. We've got a whole new stool.
But we're not using it.
Not yet. But folks, we've upped it
Hey,
in.
Kawasaki. Look at what we got.
Eat your heart out, guys.
See, we got some shit.
Neil, do you know normally we talk a lot during the show?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'm not going to talk anymore. We're
No,
going to introduce
no
Matthew.
more.
Matthew,
Yeah, no.
take over. Tell the folks on the Off Lip Radio show tonight
What's going on?
what we're doing.
Okay, so, again, wait, what number show is this, by the way?
902. Oh, shit.
No, nine.
You didn't look.
923.
Okay, so
We'll take it.
definitely under 930.
Yeah.
So we're up there, and there's been how many words, millions and millions of words that we've heard from Neil and TC. But tonight we're gonna find out, and they've interviewed like amazing people. We have skaters, surfers, the most well-known politicians, everybody in town. But now we're gonna flip it, and we're gonna interview them. So here's the deal, though, and we've already talked about this.
The deal? What deal?
There's,
Shut up!
No, there's Neil on. I have
Not my deal.
Okay, between me and Neil, we had the text. They cannot say no comment. They have to answer whatever I say.
The fifth on a lot of
No.
Can you take the fifth?
No, you have to answer whatever it is.
Neil, you good with that?
I don't know how many.
Are you
People
No.
are leaving in droves right now.
But you know what? I also want people to ask questions. So I'm going to do something that's maybe you guys think is a bad idea. I'm going to give my phone number out right now.
You are?
Yeah, I'm going to give my phone number,
Woo!
and they can text me. So, here, ready?
Hey Neil, is that one beer Amber watching?
One beer amber?
Okay, so if one beer Amber, if you have a question for Neil, call me. Because, again, my name is Matthew from Event Santa Cruz. My number, 831-332-8677. I'll do it again. 831-332-8677. Text me your question. It can be anything. I'm going to ask them.
My wife
Steve
can
Kerr's
call.
watching, goddammit.
He's watching? Okay,
Kerr's
Steve.
watching.
Hey, Pereira, get your
do not call in.
Pereira, get your pen out.
Any questions of Pereira? No.
Okay,
Pereira, get your pen out. One more time.
831-332-8677. 831-332-8677. Call me. Text me. Actually,
Question number one.
Wait, Neil, get back here.
What are you doing?
I'm going to interview you. Yeah. Okay, get back here, Neil. Okay, so the first question I want to ask, right off the back, I'm not going to be... We're
Cece,
gonna,
I have a question.
Here, get
Is
in
that
here.
door locked or is it open?
That's open.
Good, because I can leave it.
It is open. Your car is right there. You are totally ready. Okay,
Question
so
number one.
we're going to ask some nice questions, some softball questions. We're going to find out, how they started, all the stuff you want to hear, because you probably don't know, like, how did this love affair start? But but we are going to start off.
dude.
We're going to start off hard here. Okay, what was the worst show you've ever had here? Worst one and why?
Veronica Gray.
Yeah,
Welcome back to
I
the
knew
show.
that was going to be.
Yeah.
Why? Who's Veronica Gray? What happened?
She was a freaking nutcase,
Okay.
and she decided to show up. She called me. I saw her on Good Morning America wearing the wetsuit.
Wait, she was? Okay.
She was actually on Good
actually
Morning.
Why? Why was she on Good Morning America?
She had a wetsuit
Okay.
that repelled sharks.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay.
She claimed.
Okay.
She made a wetsuit
She's
that
on
looked
Good
like a
Morning
sea snake.
America.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. We're closed.
Yeah,
No problem, bro.
I'll take. Talk about the sea snake wetsuit.
Yeah, I
Because
wanna-
here we go.
Here's
I wanna-
why. We had Dave
gone.
Ebert
He's
on the
gone.
show.
Okay.
He's a shark expert.
Yeah.
He said, when we described this wetsuit to him,
Okay.
he said, do you know that they slurp down sea snakes like noodles?
Oh, my goodness.
That's what he said. And I was like, oh, so maybe that wetsuit's not such
Not
a
a
good
good
idea.
idea.
She shows up.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
email her and she says, I'm coming to Santa. I'm coming. to
Okay,
the
so
show.
she's reaching out to you to be on
She's
the
in
show.
Hawaii. She comes over.
Okay.
Right.
Goes to Hawaii just to do the show.
She comes flies from
Yeah.
Hawaii, and during the show, I'm like, what are you? Are you on something? She goes, well, I had a little coke.
Oh, my goodness.
I was like,
And she says that on the show.
She said on the show, what do you think?
Yeah.
She did a little coke?
Wait,
She
are
did a
we
little
still
coke
in the camera, by
because
the way?
she was-
Yeah,
Can you
we're
move-
still in the camera.
Okay.
She took a night flight and she
Yeah.
needed to stay away.
Okay.
So anyway,
I can't believe she admitted that.
She shows up at KSCO when we were there.
Yeah.
And she, God forbid, stunk. Okay, wet wetsuit, urine, God knows.
It was a bad night.
There was a time when I was like 17 years old, and I drove and surfed, and like last wave, I got to pee. I peed, put the suit in my trunk, totally forgot about it, and like 10 days later, open the trunk, you're like, oh god, slam the trunk.
That's what it's
Veronica Gray put on that wetsuit and walked into KSCO.
Oh my goodness!
And literally, like the paint started coming off the walls.
So it stinks. It smells. She comes in.
That was the worst show.
And Neil goes, "Are you on drugs?" She goes, "Just a little coke."
On the air.
And I think she wanted to sue you.
Yeah, she wanted to sue me.
For actually like broadcasting what she did?
Let's go fuck yourself.
Okay, so that sounds awful. Okay.
The worst show.
Okay, so is it
I have the worst show on
okay, wait, so what is her name? What's her name again?
Veronica Gray.
So is that how, if people wanted to go to YouTube, they put in Veronica Gray, and that's how they find it? Okay, you guys don't. Let's blow that up.
That was the worst. She was the worst show.
Okay,
by far.
Too bad there's that smell vision.
Okay, let's work on that. We have a lot of tech people in town.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to.
Does AI have smell?
Yeah.
AI, ChatGPT, no.
Yeah, no smell on ChatGPT.
It's not going to work. So is it safe to say that she was also the worst guest?
Yes.
Like,
no
worst
question.
guest. Okay.
Worst guest.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, there's different worst.
Yeah.
Who's the worst swearer? Who's the, like...
Just
worst swearer was
just
the
bad.
worst swearer was from the guy from...
Sector 9.
Sector 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was that
He literally said, fuck. He went, oh, fuck, fuck, ah!
Like, it wasn't understandable even to listen to him, because he just threw so many swear words.
Well, we told him... We told him, don't swear.
Okay. This was when it was on the radio. This wasn't just,
Can we just back it up? We met them at the skate park.
Okay.
And we got into Sector 9 van and drove from the skate park.
Get the little kids.
Okay.
We literally went from the skate park to KSCO.
You're fine.
And they rolled like 3 bombers, and we opened it up like Fast Times from Ridgemont High.
No.
We took this dude into the studio. Yeah. We said, "Don't swear."
And that's all.
Hang on a minute.
Wait.
So
don't you have a cough button on there?
Yeah, he goes. Him and the rest of the skateboarding community was down there at by the boardwalk at skate park.
Mike Fox.
Mike Fox skate park.
Okay.
Right, and all of a sudden, this painted yellow UPS truck. Right, one of those UPS trucks.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm waiting because I almost noticed that he's going to show right, and like 7 o'clock. The show starts at 7.
Yeah.
Right. So we got to be stuck. This is not a podcast. This is radio. You got to be on time.
Yeah.
So like, I'm
not
waiting.
Like us.
I'm waiting. Yeah. I'm waiting. Nothing. But
Sorry, we're doing a private radio.
anyway, so here comes this yellow fucking UPS looking truck, billowing smoke.
Oh, no.
It was bad.
What was that, man? What was that movie? Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
Right? Billowing smoke. Pull in. With 2 wheels, right? 2 wheels. Pull into KSDO. Park.
And you're thinking this is going to be a good show.
And I look inside and I go, this TC in a fucking van.
In a lounge chair.
He's like
you were in.
Yeah.
He's like this.
No.
Rolling, rolling the big fucking, rolling. I go, on a Santa Cruz Waves magazine.
Oh, no.
Well,
sorry, Tyler.
Santa Cruz Waves magazine.
But hold it. So what we're saying is, what happened was, so then, because of their intoxication, they came into the studio. We said, don't swear.
Yeah.
And it was just an avalanche of swear words.
They couldn't.
So we have the worst customer, which may be Veronica Gray. Okay. We also have the worst swearer.
How about just like...
The worst swearer could also be Don Kinnaman.
He does swear.
Was that on the radio show as well?
Yeah.
Or was that here?
Don Kinnaman. You were there that night. Where the hell were you?
It's when he came in with hamburgers.
Was there ever like more of like a bad, as in like confrontational one? Where there's like...
Have we had a fight? Have we not tried to fight with somebody?
You and me?
No, not you guys. You guys don't fight, but like, like he was just like a jerk. We've
had a couple of... That guy that didn't like you. What was it? Garen Guest. He didn't like you.
Oh, no, we're friends now. Yeah, Griffin Guest. Well, Griffin had bought the Mavericks surf contest. And it kind of created a political rivalry.
Oh, that was
between the
controversial around
between the factions that were involved at that surf spot.
Yeah.
Not the contest, but the people who had surfed it every day, who were invitees. They weren't sure of the direction. And we had a show with Peter Mel, Sean Dollar, all the big guys for Mavericks, and you know, I still to this day would question his intentions with that contest, and for a while we had a friction, but then one day I was fishing, and I was catching halibut, I was throwing halibut in the boat, and Griffin was on his paddleboard not catching fish, and I was like, hey, I didn't know it was Griffin. I said, hey, I got bait, and so he came over to the boat on his paddleboard, and I was like, oh, Griffin, and I gave him bait, and he paddled back, and he caught a fish, and we've been friends ever since.
And bonded from there,
Yeah.
Number 2.
Okay. Is there anyone that's intimidated you? Like, I mean, because you have some pretty high, for me personally.
Vince Collier.
Well,
Really?
I'm not going to say BC. Here's the deal. I don't think either one of us are intimidated by people.
No.
If you were to take me back 30 years, we had Wayne Lynch on the show.
Okay.
Wayne Lynch was we talk about this.
See, that's
my
hard.
personal
Yeah.
hero surfing.
Yeah.
He was the guy that shunned pro surfing to go explore.
Okay.
And I loved that growing
Yeah.
up. I wanted to be
He hid in the Australian outback.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So he couldn't get chosen to go to couldn't get busted to go to Vietnam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a double whammy
Yeah.
out
So
there.
he hid in
Right.
like
Oh my
freaking
goodness.
brush
Okay.
of like Australia, wherever it was, and to hide.
And he got boats, and he went exploring on boats. And
But you
to
had him
me-
on the show.
We had him on the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
I told
Here
him.
I go, hey dude, I go, your hero's coming on the show. I'm like, who's that? I go, Wayne Lynch. He goes,
Oh, no.
And I jumped about that high.
He was
I was
like-
so stoked.
And that's how the jump was born.
Yeah, dude, he was like,
Wayne Lynch.
He's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, you're shitting me. I go, no, Wayne Lynch is coming on the show.
Yeah.
Got 2 shows, with Wayne Lynch.
Yeah, too. And,
Okay.
and now Wayne and I are like friends. And
That is really cool.
Yeah, and so
See?
to me, it's like that's what's
Something good came out of the show.
this show. Neil and I, when he asked me to do it, I was like, no way, I'm going to do the show.
Yeah.
And here we are, 10 years and 900 shows later.
Yeah.
But to me, having a relation,
That is really
I
cool.
met Wayne Lynch through this
Yeah.
show, and to me, that's
And so
such
many other
been.
people.
Well,
Yeah.
we've had
Yeah.
amazing guests
Had
from
the
all
good-
over the
I
world.
always tell people we have the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay, so then let's talk about that. Like,
Yeah.
what was the start of you two? Like, how did you meet? And where was the point where you're like, hey, TC, I need to do a show? Or like, give me that story.
It was
Or do you guys have a
it was
different
my
version of
doing-
it?
I think it was more my doing than his because
Okay.
I was writing for the paper.
Okay.
And
Sentinel?
they called me.
Okay.
They called. Jean-Paul Patrol. They called me.
Yeah.
What was her name? The sports
Net-
editor.
Julie Jack?
Oh.
Julie Jack.
Yeah.
Because Neil, I love you, but I can't pay you anymore. I'm like, Julie, thank you, but
That's okay.
And I was right. And right then I was driving my KSGO and I pulled in.
Okay.
I knew Rosie. I go, Rosie, you should do a show on surfing and skateboarding. Go, no, we don't do sports here. I'm like, well, you should.
Not a
do-
KSCO,
You
yeah.
should do- and run a KSCO. We don't do sports.
We just talk crap
Right,
about
and
Democrats.
So I talked her into it, right? And she's like, well, you need, I'm like, okay. And I've never done radio before.
Yeah.
Nothing. I have no idea. So I thought it was a good idea. So she
Jimbo
goes,
Phillips was your guy.
she goes,
Oh,
you need,
that's true. I
you
knew about
need,
that, yeah.
you need like 4 or 5 co-hosts. I mean, 4 or 5. Not
She
one.
wanted like a morning jungle.
So I
something.
go, why you want 4 or 5? She goes, well, you guys are skaters, surfers.
Not responsible.
Not
Somebody will be gone.
responsible.
Yeah.
I asked him because him and I did the dog jam.
Okay.
Remember my dog jam?
Yeah, yeah.
Surf, remember
Yeah.
that? It was the world's
Yeah.
only, to this day, only
That is awesome.
dog show on
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
Laughing our asses off. So I go, I want to do a radio show. I gotta
Yeah,
get
this guy can.
I
Yeah,
gotta
he
get
can talk.
this guy. And I asked him. He goes, nah, I'm not, dude. I got 2
I
kids.
literally
enough
said,
going
I got
Fuck
2 kids. I
no.
got 3 businesses, and blah
Yeah.
blah blah. He goes, fuck no, I got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
I go, okay, fine. I said, I'm not really a skateboard guy.
Yeah.
So who am I going to get? Who I knew, so I knew Jimbo.
Yeah.
So it took me 3 visits to his house because Jimbo says 2 words an hour.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Did you?
he did.
Yeah. So eventually he goes, okay, so come on down to rehearsal, and him and I just like, him and I, already been drinking, we
Yeah.
talking like
Right.
talking
Yeah.
smack, and Jimbo was saying nothing.
Well, because Rosie said
He's there
you
drawing
guys-
the logo.
Well, Rosie said you have to come down and practice.
Practice.
So we met at the
Wow.
radio station.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Yeah.
really serious.
Yeah.
And so we had to practice. So we did fake radio.
Okay.
And Jimbo couldn't even talk on fake radio.
Oh.
And we were talking like it was nothing. So Jimbo quit that first night.
anyway,
Wait, did he
so we're
call you
talking-
after
No,
to
so
like-
we're
No, he
talking-
drove away.
So we're talking.
And he called and he goes, I quit.
Here's the best part.
Okay.
Here's the best part. So I'm the one trying to organize this
Yeah.
shit. and I got him over here who doesn't want to do it.
Okay.
And I got Jimbo over here who doesn't want to do it.
You're not selling this.
So I go, Jimbo leaves. I mean, bolts.
Yeah.
Right? And then he comes up to me and goes, dude, I got to do this with you. This is going to be fucking fun.
Okay.
I go, great.
Good.
I got my
You
guy.
got somebody, yeah.
Right? So meanwhile, Jimbo, at this very same time, Jimbo texts me, I'm out. Right?
See, it all works.
So I
Well,
text
here's the
Jimbo,
clicker.
I text Jimbo back. I go, Jimbo, you went out of your contract, which you never.
It was a verbal.
You went out of your contract. You got to draw me a logo.
Oh,
now to
that
get a
was
logo,
smart.
to get a logo from Jimbo Phillips,
No, it's
a
nice.
fucking year.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's not cheap, and
Yeah.
it's a year.
And you're still using the same one.
Next morning, that thing was in the inbox the next morning.
in like less than an hour, I got my logo.
Okay,
But what I said to him was, I'll do the show.
Okay.
I don't want to sell ads.
Yeah.
I don't want to book guests.
Yep.
I don't want to run a social media page. I'll show up every Tuesday and have a great.
Question number 3.
Okay, question. Wait, okay. Well, you know what? Let's take a break here and ask actually
There's no break.
somebody that's
What-
not a break, but like from
Break.
my questions
Okay, your question.
from actually the listeners.
Oh, listeners got.
Okay,
Oh my god.
so okay, this is from Off the Lip with like a kissy face. It's Steve. Okay, so it says Breach here. Please ask Neil and TC who was their very first sponsor.
Stephen Diane Pereira.
Very
Absolutely.
first one. Okay, who are
The
they?
very first sponsors were Stephen Diane Pereira,
Okay.
John and Liz from Chill Out Cafe.
Okay.
Where they
Roll the fatty.
Oh my goodness! I haven't heard that in such a long time.
roll the
Fatties, baby. I love saying that.
yeah.
No, Steve Pereira and Diane are amazing.
Yeah.
They're-
Okay, that is
And all
awesome.
that we did, we'd have charity stuff and we donate stuff and whatever cause there was, and Steve
would do it, yeah.
Steve would be the first person to show up with a check.
And you know,
Every time.
I'll say this too is that why I did it
Yeah.
is because I met Steve and Diane.
Really? Okay.
Seriously, I had
Yeah.
dinner with them 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
Steve and Diane,
and
see
they're
it.
amazing people. And Steve makes the greatest memes. And oh my god, he's the best. He's amazing.
Because there's nothing else to do.
Well, and if you want to buy a multi-million-dollar beach house, by all means, call them.
Go him, yeah.
Oh no, you got to call Anthony over here too.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Anthony, real fast. Anthony, come here.
Hello,
Anthony.
Anthony.
Okay, Anthony, come here. Okay,
Hello.
Okay,
He's
who is this?
He's Anthony.
Anthony Jacobo with Room Real Estate.
And he is the sponsor of the Off the Radio Show music at the Midtown Block Party.
Starting May 31st to August 30th, every
And
Friday.
the first band
Is
Dylan
Dylan Rose Band.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
God.
excited.
He's going to be there, so
Be there.
he can get you a house while you're at Midtown Fridays.
And
Do it.
that
You
before.
can do it.
Yeah. Okay, thanks. Nice
Yep.
meeting you.
Oh, 831-332-6858. Boom!
Okay, enough fun stuff here. We'll go back to it. Have you said something on the show that you wish you did not? Like you woke up next morning like,
Yeah.
oh man, I
said
shouldn't have
something I
said
didn't
that.
say.
Yeah.
I have so many.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? My wife? Oh God! I have tortured my wife.
So your wife
Yeah,
actually has said you shouldn't
Your
have
wife
said that.
listens and.
Where do I
Listen, what-
start?
I
don't even know.
Let me tell you. Let me. I think I have the answer. When he lied to his wife.
Wait, hold on. I think this is deflecting. You notice that he's talking about you.
For
No,
sure.
Yeah, he
Yes.
doesn't.
When he
Yeah.
flat out lied to his wife when I invited the
Burlesque girls.
the burlesque
Oh,
girl
yeah. When you
onto
said-
the show.
I said it was a
And
band.
it was like
Oh my goodness.
She goes, "Who's on the show tonight?" I was like, "I think a band."
You know it's on video. You know.
Oh, jeez. Who does a burlesque show on the radio? What are you talking about?
That's
Yes,
true, I
it's
forgot.
on the radio,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Neil. Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
I said something I
Yeah.
really shouldn't. I regret
Yeah,
saying.
yeah. And I want to hear what it
did I
is.
say? What did well, the other day I got drunk. The other day,
Yeah.
God knows what I said.
Yeah. He
I went off about I want to be the bridge salesman.
he was gonna buy a new SoCal. No, the Capitola Bridge on over the
Here's what
SoCal
happened.
Creek.
I went to East Side Eatery, had a couple of pops,
Okay.
right? And it was Wednesday whiskey night.
Okay.
So I'm like, well, that looks tasty. Let me suck down 3 of those. Suck down 3 of those,
Should have just one.
right? Just one. And all of a sudden, according to him, I was going along nicely.
Smooth
Show.
sailing.
Smooth, right?
But you thought it was fine.
One of the-
Yeah.
Right? Supervisor, maybe. Possible supervisor. Right? It's a big seat. Kristen
Yeah.
Brown, right? Big seat. She's on the show. Well, I was going along nicely, and all of a sudden, he goes, he went downhill after there.
Well,
You guys need a word like, okay, Neil, I think I'm taking it over.
Yeah.
I tried. His head literally spun around and his tongue came out. I was like, ah!
He became
What the
my
hell?
height. Yeah.
It was creepy. He got drunk. Yeah.
I don't know.
For me, it would be my Mexico trip,
Okay.
which I don't really want to discuss. But
Okay, we can skip
But
it.
it, but,
No,
but,
we're
but it was.
We're going to discuss the Mexico trip.
We are going to discuss the
He goes to Mexico. He told the story before the show,
Okay.
right? And he goes, because he was always traveling somewhere, but he always comes back to the show.
Yeah.
And like, so this one time he shows up like half an hour before the show starts, and he's like, bro, I'm going to tell you what happened. I'm like, what happened? And here is what happened. So he goes to Mexico to Puerto Vallarta every 6 months with his wife, and they have a great time.
Yeah.
Well, they go to the pharmacy because
Oh, that story? No, I was thinking a different story. Not that one. No.
No, okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Wait, we're going to move on.
No. That story gets go. That story gets.
Can I tell it?
Go ahead.
All right.
Hold on. Can you tell it to the audience?
Hello, audience. They've heard this.
Oh, they heard it. Okay.
So we went to the pharmacy because my wife gets stuff for her skin that you can get there.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so she's got a Xanax because she likes to fly with a Xanax.
Yeah.
And the lady goes, "Do you want Viagra?" And I'm like, "No." And she goes, "Sure." And so she throws in a bottle of Viagra's, and I was like, "Whatever." They don't have instructions. So I was like, let's try it out. So I pop a couple of those damn
You had
things.
3 of them, you popped.
I went for 3. I was like, well, if we're going to do it, let's go big.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a big night. I'll tell you what. The next day, I was like, I'm going to die. My heart's like,
You have a heart attack.
for sure. Maybe I did. I don't know.
I was on the ground. I couldn't get off the ground. KSCO.
She's probably watching
I was
right now.
under the table.
You apologize and text
so
her.
hard. So hard. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
I was going to do my suitcase one.
Well, cool. The suitcase one's a big deal.
Let's do the suitcase one. That
The
was the
suitcase
last
one
one.
is,
Yeah.
the suitcase one is
I don't have a
only
boss.
can happen to him. Nobody else.
Okay.
Nobody else at the, wherever airport you were at.
Okay.
No, it could happen. It was him.
I feel he's sweating a little bit.
I am sweating right
Think about this story.
now. Ready?
Yeah, let's hear it.
She's watching. I know
Okay.
she's watching. So it sucks. So you know, I have a sexy wife, and she lets me have this little toolbox that I can fill with my sexy toys. And we were going to Mexico, and I was like, huh. I opened my little toolbox, just dumped it in my suitcase. I usually bring like 3 tank tops and 2 board shorts. I have all this room in my suitcase, so I'm like, I'll just bring all the toys. And
So what happened?
We get the Puerto Vallarta. For those of you who travel to Mexico, you know you get into customs, green button, red button.
Okay.
And so we're in line. There's like 800 people. Every jet just landed. I look at my wife and I said, the whole tackle box is in my suitcase. And she's like, you're full of shit. And I'm
Like she didn't believe you.
No. And I'm like, no, it's all in there.
How big was the vibrator?
We're not going to get into dimensions right now.
No.
Was it the big fella?
Easy. So we get to the front of the line. And they go,
It was the big fella.
push the button. Red light.
Oh no.
So there's literally 600 people watching. They put my suitcase up and they open it up and they zip it. And this 18-year-old kid starts digging around in there.
Oh my god.
Zipped it up, folded it, closed it, and goes, have a nice trip.
Well, that's one way to get through customs faster. I guess.
Well, we had the hey, so by the way, we told this story with the sex podcast girls.
Oh God, no.
So we told that story, and she literally says every time she travels, she puts a big old thing right on top. Yeah. And when they open the suitcase, they close it every time.
That's like a smuggler's way of getting through anything.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
With the big kahuna on top.
Big kahuna on top. All right.
Okay, that's
well, can we talk about his girlfriends now?
No.
You want-
What girl? I have a girlfriend.
Do you?
Oh, that's not what you said last night.
Where were we last night?
Last night you said that you
Oh, no,
actually...
no, that's not true.
I feel like I'm not part of the show anymore.
Did you see... What did I say last night? What did you say last night?
I forget what I said last night.
Should I remind
No, you
everybody?
should not. Do not. We're no longer be friends. This show could come to
Now they finally have had an argument. Finally.
See how that goes? Yeah, I can talk about my taking 3 Viagra's and a suitcase full of toys.
Then he's like, that's all we have for the time for the show.
The Santa Cruz headline, the opposite of the show is no more.
Okay, well, it was a great run, everybody.
Yeah. Okay, want to clean it up?
Yeah.
At the end, want to wrap it up?
We'll wrap it up.
Okay, let's see some real quick ones.
Question number 4.
Who do you actually really respect in Santa Cruz?
Oh,
let's make it like,
respect.
let's be nice about somebody. Like, who's somebody you think like, you know what? I just think they're a good person that I like, and we have them on the show. I just like the person.
There's so many segments.
Yeah.
There's like surf,
who
skate,
who came
politics.
ahead, like instantly?
I like John Laird.
Okay.
I think John Laird's a great guy.
I have an
Okay.
answer. My answer
Yeah.
is I respected all the people. I don't think there's been one show, even what's the face?
Yeah.
She's trying to make a buck with the suit,
Right, yeah.
right? Even her, she flew from Hawaii, whatever. But all the people, all the guests that we've had a
lot.
You've had more than
so
900
many.
people. There's
And I
multiple
respect them
people.
all because they all come down here and they put up with our shit, right? And they know what's going to be, they know what's in hand.
Yeah.
We have a couple of cocktails, we have a good time, we drink, we have a good time. But it's important. I think what we've done is important. We share the news in maybe more of a light-hearted way. Even though, like, we've done shows lately, we've done the political stuff lately. And
We have done political stuff.
We did the whole thing.
We always said we were going to record the history. Like, as far as surfing goes, there's tons of videos of surfers surfing.
Surfing, yeah.
And there's written interviews. But very
not
little,
really.
like,
And the
let's
show-
talk about your family. Let's talk about people you
And the
miss.
show's going a different way. We start with surf and skate, and as you said, you want to record the surf and skate. But then you realize how many, we realized how many people, all the incredible people in this town that we get to talk to. This isn't like another town, and this is not like another town.
This is very epitome of Santa Cruz,
even
this
when I
show.
first
Yeah.
first drove into KSCO,
Yeah.
I knew that within a quarter mile, just a quarter mile, maybe not even that, I'd have enough guests to have a show for 3 years.
Yep.
And within a quarter mile of that station,
Yep.
if you even branching out, if you branch out, then you've got even more. But all the people have come on. I think TC and I, we've always gone, you know what? That's a good show. The musicians, the kids are the best. The kids have been the best.
Kids always
because
were.
you don't.
They
They don't.
say the damnedest things. You
Yeah.
know?
I never
There's a
forget.
show
I
like
never
that.
forget we had. I forget we had Slasher, Keith Meek.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Keith Meek kept coming on the show. You can look on. You can see the calendar was coming on the show. Keith Meek's coming on the show. And this family, they contacted me because, hey, can we come down because our son is a huge, loves Keith Meek. Come on down. Kid shows up, the family shows up, kid shows up, dressed head to toe in Keith Meek shit.
Totally
Everything,
is
right?
great, yeah.
And he's sitting there on the chair next to a KSCO, next to Keith Meek. I said, I'm ready to start. I said, hey, I'm gonna ask your son something. I don't know what it is yet, but we're gonna ask him something. They want to sit in front. So we did. So we're talking back and forth, Keith Meek, and finally after a break, I said to his parents, I'm gonna ask him something. So I said, hey, Jimmy, what do you want to ask Keith Meek? And he's like, you could hear him. You could hear the cogs. You could hear the cogs, right? He had something planned for the last month, but the cogs were turning as I asked him, and he's like, boom, he said it. He goes, Mr. Meek, how much money do you make?
Did he answer?
Right.
Did he answer?
He dodged around it.
Keith said, not enough, son.
Okay,
Not
no,
enough.
that was it. Yeah.
But the kids say the darndest thing. You get a kid on here, we've had so many kids.
A lot of kids.
Filled them. And we filled the hill.
Like bands,
the
like
30,
full-
the
yeah.
30,
Yes.
band.
And all the people who've passed away.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
we
right.
have a really big list of guests who aren't here, and to have
You
they're
recorded,
recorded,
like, their
right?
Which a lot of times they might never have had any of that recording.
And the best ofs, like we had Jeremy Scribner, a prolific Pleasure Point surfer. He passed away recently. His last spoken word was on the show, and it was remorseful and insightful, looking back into his past and the forks he took. It was an amazing show, and to me, it's like the VCs, the Barneys, on and on and on. That list is so long. So to me, that's the best of. I always tell Neil we really need to figure out a tape of the best one-liners, the best quotes.
That would be really cool.
Because
Yeah.
you know when you do 1,000 shows, we're the best 20 minutes of 1,000 hours
That would
will be incredible,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
to me, I can't wait to listen to the best 20 minutes of 1,000 hours of
But
interviews.
what made him do the show with him is I'll look back in my life and I'm on my deathbed going, I
You'll
laughed.
remember.
I laughed 1,000 times more than I would normally have laughed
Yeah.
because of all the fun we've had, and
Yeah.
the stupidity, and the jokes, and the pushing, and the niggling.
Yeah.
and we're fiercely competitive.
Fiercely
we've had,
competitive.
We've had a lot of yoga contests,
We-
rolfing
I wish
contests.
I feel like we can do another like 30 minutes on that, but we won't. But they
will.
are
Thank
super
you.
competitive,
Yeah.
and I've heard so far that he's out of all the competitions, Neil only won one
That is
so far. Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I just say that to placate you.
Okay, so and we'll wrap it up. But
Okay,
what is
wrap it.
like? Because, I mean, the show's been great for the 1,000 episodes almost. What's like the next 1,000? Or are you just going to keep on doing this because it works and you enjoy it and everybody enjoys it? Or is there like, do you want to do something different with it? Or this is just like
I
it's
just
great?
think for me, I think there's a lot of people that still.
There's still thousands of people.
I want to invite in here,
Yeah.
and he's, when we left KSGO, we didn't have a home, and he's
Yeah.
blessed. And I want to thank him. He knows I love him to death.
Which is such a great place to.
I mean, there's no better location.
Sanders
than here.
Boardroom.
The color, the band. When you have a band in
Yeah.
here, and you have music,
Yeah.
the color, you have guests in here. Oh, man,
There's a liquor store next door.
Exactly. You could buy a surfboard,
Yeah,
a skateboard, yeah.
So, just a lot more people that we,
Yeah.
That's like like the Tonight Show. These people come on and talk, but they got to come
It's
back.
new
and-
every week.
It's like we did people like Doug Howe.
Decades.
Yeah.
Or Mark Antrini, or one of these shapers. We did decade by decade, and they have to come back. 'Cause we haven't finished with the decades yet. And we always ask them two questions, which I'm going to ask you.
Okay. Oh, remember last time you asked me a question, I drew a blank.
Well, it's an easy one.
Yeah, you've been
Okay.
doing this. You've been in the public eye for a long time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Right? How long have you been in the public eye in this
10
town?
years,
for?
probably.
10 years. What's your favorite decade? What's your favorite year?
Like
What was your favorite year?
this one,
This one?
the current one.
That's a very common answer.
It's always the one I'm in. Yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna be like, okay, I love stuff in the '80s. Like the '80s was pretty cool.
Right.
That's when
And
you
what
grew
was
up.
your,
Yeah.
what's your favorite day? Do you have a favorite day? Remember this? That was an unbelievable day that I had.
Oh man, I like my 6th grade graduation. I thought that was fun.
Bingo!
Yeah.
Hey!
I was the host of my
Well,
6th grade graduation, and I really
perfect.
enjoyed it. 6th graduation, kids married, kids being born, and wedding. Those are like the big ones.
6th grade, so really been in the public eye since 6th grade.
That started it. Was
Okay.
actually my 6th grade as like being a host. Was I said, I want to be the host of our graduation. They said, sure, you do it. And I messed up, and I called the principal the wrong name, and like everybody laughed. And I said, oh, that's fun. Yeah, and that was it.
Ever
Yeah.
since.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
well,
Thank Anthony, for being a part
Thank
of
you,
the show,
Anthony.
buddy.
Thank you.
Show's over.
well, again, as I always say, thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Tyler Fox, for having us on Santa Cruz Waves. Do we know our guest for next week?
No.
We do, but we forgot.
Yeah.
But as
Oh,
always,
No, you said it. You said it.
The SoCal High football coach.
Oh.
They won the state championship.
Was there also a band coming up? Like
That's coming up next.
Okay.
fall.
Pacific Groups coming up. Again, thanks for tuning in. We're on every podcast on the planet,
We
and
got a new microphone. Shit.
and we got new microphones. We're gonna update this thing. So, Guy Kawasaki, if you're watching, we're chasing your podcast right now. Neil, thank you. Matthew, thank you for
thanks, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks for
different
being on the
format.
show.
We'll talk about Neil's girlfriends next time. So until then, folks, thank you for tuning in to the Off Flip Radio Show. Good night.